adventures. And on tonight's adventure, we are out at Nottely Dam, where I watched a beautiful moonrise just a little while ago. And it's beautiful out here. There was a number of locals out here watching, but they've all since left. I think maybe one left over there. And probably going to do some POTA. I'm going to do a late shift. I've never done a late shift park activation, and so this will be my first. I've switched out ham sticks, and I'm now on 40 meters. 40 meters, which is 7 megahertz. And I'm using one of my little rope lights so I can light myself up without generating too much light. We're on the AT&T. Hey, what's up, Canna Club? We're on the AT&T jetpack, and it seems to be fairly stable. I'm going to be on for an hour or so this evening. Like I said, I'm about 8 miles from my cabin. I'm up on top of the Nottely Dam, overlooking Lake Nottely, which is between Blairsville and Murphy, North Carolina. Blairsville, Georgia, Murphy, North Carolina. So beautiful area up here. We bought a cabin here 35 years ago, and we've just been enjoying it ever since. This is the first time I've ever been up by myself. It's different. I like it in some ways and I don't in others. It's like I miss the company. I miss doing stuff with other people. But then again, it is nice to be able to pick the restaurant every single time. So it's one of those things. There is, well, you can see that car way back there. The road comes from way back over there, and then eventually they'll pass us. Yeah, Victor, I'm looking at the moon right now. It's amazing. Well, when we originally bought the cabin, my name was on it with right of survivorship. We bought it. My mother, my father, my grandmother, and I were all put on the original deed. And then over the years, we're down to just mom and I, and she gave it completely over to me about 3 years ago. So it is what it is. It's mine, and I love it. I plan to grow old and die here. It's a beautiful place up here, and even though it's not the place it was 35 years ago when we bought the cabin here. I mean, let's face it. When we bought this cabin here, this place was small. There was only 10 or 12,000 people living in all of Union County. Yeah. Well, my mom's in a facility now. We hope to get her home. We hope that she'll be able to return to the cabin. It'll all depend on her recovery. And of course, Dad and Granny are both long gone. So there you go. It's basically just me now. And but it's nice to know that you own something, that there's always a place you can go, and as long as I pay the taxes on it, it'll always be there. So that's comforting to know. It's a great little A-frame, 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath A-frame up here, and it's just beautiful. I'm gonna put up a video where I do a little walk around on the cabin just before I leave. But anyway, tonight we are on top of Lake Nottely Dam. And it's safe from communism. Yeah, well, for now anyway. And again, I'm going to abstain from politics tonight. There's a lot going on. There's a lot I want to say, and we will do a political night. Yeah. Well, it'd be a little culture shock from Chicago, but I'm telling you, you would like it here. Everything is more laid back here. Whether you're talking about the police, the regulations, the code enforcement, the permitting, all that kind of stuff is very different here. It's very laid back. Even the garbage, like where I come from down there, you are charged on your taxes for garbage. Up here, You bring your own garbage to the depot, or you hire a guy for $10 a week or $20 a week, whatever he charges, and he comes and he picks up your garbage once or twice a week. They actually have private garbage men up here. And it works. It's a way to do it, you know. Um, yeah, a lot of people's dads are in South Florida. That's cool. Yeah, we've Florida's become the nation's, retirement destination. There's no doubt about it. With Texas and Georgia both doing well too in that category. But man, it is what it is. All right, I think what I'm going to do, I want to do this activation before it gets too late. So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and set up for an activation. This just takes a minute. And I'll set up for this, and we'll make some contacts here. And then I'm going to continue talking about just general stuff tonight. The Sights and Sounds of Earth will return next week on this regularly scheduled program. But for right now, I'm on vacation. I get the week off, but I'm still doing broadcasting. I can't do the Sights and Sound show. And for those of you who don't understand why I'm not doing it this week, let me just let you know why. I think it's important to understand why. I'm on very limited internet up here. There is very limited internet up here. And so because of that, I have to literally be careful what I can do and can't do. And also, the other big thing is, although there is no internet, what internet there is very slow and cumbersome. So I come up here to the dam, I get a pretty good internet signal. It's decent. I go to my cabin and it's not good. It's not very good there at all. I was able to get on last night for a little bit, a short time. Yes, Canna Club, absolutely. As a matter of fact, one of the reasons that people get into ham radio, especially in third world countries and stuff like that, is a primary means of communication between loved ones in different places. And we routinely hear that kind of traffic on the radio, just foreign people that have a different language just communicating with each other, and it's perfectly fine. I will say it's not like it used to be. That used to be a big deal, but it's not anymore. It's a function, but it used to be more of a primary function. People would get into ham radio because they could set up phone patches and talk to their friends without paying horribly high cell phone bills. When I got my first car phone in 1996, I got my first car phone installed, and on the government program that I was paying it on, because I was a firefighter at the time and they gave us special pricing. And my special pricing was 66 cents a minute. You want to talk about expensive. And you were in 7th grade. Well, I had been a firefighter probably about maybe... I had been a firefighter about 8 years, 7 years at that point. I remember the first car phones. They were a big deal. They put out between 7 and 35 watts. They had a pack that mounted in the trunk, and then there was a wire that came up, and then there was a what you would imagine a phone head. Yeah, ham radio is big in third world countries because, like I said, it can be used as primary communication. Nextel, I had a Nextel. That was a good system during Hurricane Irma and Hurricane Charlie. We were with Nextel. It was before Verizon had taken it over, and they were still a great cell phone company. Verizon took it over and just jacked the prices, and they play games with all these phones and insurance, and Verizon's a ripoff. The best thing you can do right now, if you want the cheapest cell phone you can get that still does everything you want to do a pay-as-you-go carrier and buy your own phone. That is literally the best way to do it. I purchase all my own phones. I'm looking at 3 different phones I've purchased right here, and I buy them $100, $150, and I buy an S20 phone. If I walk in off the street into Verizon and I asked them what that S20 phone would cost, they would tell me $1,200, and then they would charge me a payment plan over the course of the next 2 years for $1,200. I would be making payments of $63 a month, and that gets rolled into my cell phone bill. It's terrible. It's terrible how it works. And all the big carriers do this. Believe it or not, used to be, the pay-as-you-go programs didn't work that well. You got crappier service. Well, none of that's the case anymore. The pay-as-you-go programs actually same service, same towers, same everything. You just pay each month, and then it goes for another month. You're not on credit, and you buy your own phone. You don't ever put insurance on a cell phone. Insurance on cell phones is a complete ripoff. Let me tell you something. The insurance that Verizon gives you has a $150 deductible, right? Now, I want you to think about this. You buy an S20 phone. You pay $30 a month for insurance on it, right? Then you drop it in the toilet. Okay? They charge you $150 to use the insurance. I can buy a brand new S20 for $139 delivered to my house. So what does that mean? They're literally fleecing you. They're literally fleecing you. It's a $150 phone. The deductible covers the phone. So the insurance is not insurance at all. It's simply just a mechanism to relieve you of your money. When you pay the $150, you're just buying a new phone at cost. I mean, that's how stupid this is. And then you'll go on paying insurance on that new phone. Insurance that will never insure anything. Because what happens is that insurance, the deductible covers the cost of the phone. So you're just buying a new phone. Where if you were with, like me, paying as you go, I get the service cheaper than they do at Verizon. I'm on T-Mobile pay as you go, and you can buy refurbished phones, iPhones 135. You can buy refurbished Samsungs for $100. You can buy S10s right now for $99, and you hook it up. You put the SIM card in it, and it works. And then if you drop it in the toilet, you toss it, and you literally just go on Amazon. You'll have another one delivered tomorrow by midday. You'll have it. And then you just throw that SIM card in it, because the toilet water won't hurt the SIM card. You take your SIM card out of your old phone, you put it in your new phone. Sometimes you have to call and have it activated. Some services you don't. And there you go. You're all set to go. Brand new phone, and you had it in one day. So there's just no reason to ever go into a cell phone company. Don't ever buy a phone at a cell phone company. I can even go into T-Mobile right now, and they'll try to sell me an S10 phone for, $300 or $400, $500, whatever. And it's just not worth it. The phone's worth under $100. So, you just gotta. When it comes to stuff like this, you just have to know what you're doing. All right, so let's see here. I know people right now, and I tell them all the time, how much you paying for cell? Well, me and my girlfriend's cell phones are $260 a month. Really? I get 3 cell phones, unlimited, $93 a month. Because I don't buy insurance, I don't finance phones, and I use a pay-as-you-go system. And it works so much better. All right, so where are we at here? Let me see if we can go ahead and let's see if we can. I'm going to shut the car off because I have to be able to hear here. Turn those off. I'm going to find an empty frequency. Looks like 7.254. Nope, there's somebody tuning up. Oh, there's a nice spot. Let's see what that sounds like. Nope, somebody garbling right in the middle of it. I can go up to 7.3. Here's 7.290. That sounds pretty good. Okay, so I pull up my Ham 2K logger. New operation. Let me go over to Parks on the Air and get the park number. You'd think I'd memorize this park number by now, but no, not so much. I don't memorize things that well, especially numbers. And of course, it starts me off over in Utah somewhere, and I have to work my way all the way back over to Florida, or to Georgia. He's calling me. He knows I'm live, so I have to end the call to answer the phone. Send me a text if you need to tell me something, because I literally have to end the call if I answer the phone. It ends the live stream. So just send me a text if it's something you need to tell me. I used my other phone today for the Blairsville Live, but there was an error message that stayed right in the middle of the screen the entire time. I couldn't see myself and I couldn't see the chat. It was terrible. So I went back to using my regular phone tonight to see how it goes. Can you guys let me know? Do I look okay? Sound okay? Is it okay? I mean, let me know what's going on. All right, so I know you guys can hear that static too. I'm trying to turn that down when I don't need it on. All right, so this is that's not it. Oh, there it is. This is Lake Nottely Dam 7459. You'd think I'd remember that by now. Okay, so we're going to go over here and we're going to put in 7459 POTA. There you go. All right. All right, so there we go. Yeah, anytime I do anything on the phone, it suspends the video. It's stupid, but what is this? 7459. So let's go back over to here. 7459 Parks on the Air. US 7459. One matching park, Lake Nottely Dam. Okay. So now that's set. My location, my grid square populates automatically on Hamlogger 2K, which is what I recommend using. And then that's it. We're ready to go. I just have to put in the frequency 7.290, 7.290, and I usually use 20 meters. However, I'm not today because this is at night, and 20 is more of a day band, 40 is more of a night band. So we're going to use 7.290 megahertz, and we're going to do it. I'm set at 95 watts, and I've got everything all set to go here. There's a lot of traffic on this road, considering it's getting later in the evening here. I'm kind of surprised there's all this traffic. All right, so here we go. 7.290. My park is set. Lake Nottely Dam. My grid square is set, and we are ready to go. Is anyone using this frequency? KO4 KO4 EFS. Is anyone using this frequency? Okay, so let's self-spot. QRV, self-spot. KO4 EFS, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo, Foxtrot Sierra, calling CQ POTA, CQ POTA. KO4 EFS, CQ POTA. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. KO4 EFS, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo, Foxtrot Sierra, calling CQ POTA. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. KO4 EFS calling CQ POTA. You guys can't see the screen, that sucks. I've already figured out a way to capture this screen using the DVI output in the back, and then I'm going to get a laptop so that when I do this, you guys will be able to see the screen with all 4 of the different waveforms in there and everything, and all the frequency and all the information. You'll be able to see that, plus see me in the corner, and plus see a full fisheye view out the front windshield, all in the same composite broadcast. I've already figured out how to do it. I'm going to get the stuff to do it, and it's going to be cool. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo, Foxtrot Sierra, calling CQ POTA. Okay, Kilo India 2, go. I hate that. Was there a Kilo India station? All right, QRZ.
Kilo Charlie 5, Mike, Julia Echo, whiskey.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 5 station. Go ahead with your call sign.
Kilo Charlie 5, Mike, Julia Echo.
Okay, Kilo Charlie 5, Mike Julia Echo. I've got you 5858 Park 7459 North Georgia.
Roger, 055, Oscar Kilo.
Appreciate the contact, 73s.
73.
QRZ.
Kilo India 4, November, Bravo, Echo.
Kilo India 4, November, Bravo, Echo. I got you 5858 Park 7459 North Georgia.
Okay, QSL. I got you 5555 North Central Kentucky. 55 North Central.
I'm not getting out as good on 7 megahertz as I was 14. All right, 73. Thanks for the contact.
Thanks for activating. Be safe. 73. Hold on.
Appreciate it. You too. Let's see. QRZ. Okay, a number of folks out there. The Kilo Echo station, please.
Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Oscar Bravo. QSL?
QSL 5858 Park 7459.
Copy, I got you about a 55 in Western New York. QSL?
QSL, thanks for the contact. QRZ.
Kilo Fox 9, whiskey.
Kilo Fox 9er, whiskey, 5959 Park 7459.
Thank you for the 5 and 9. You're 5 and 7. 5 and 7 Northwest Indiana. Name is Mike. Over.
Okay, very good. I appreciate the contact. 7-3s.
7-3s. Good luck.
I appreciate it. QRZ. I heard a station down in the weeds. Let's try it again. KO4 4 EFS CQ POTA, CQ POTA.
Kilowatt Echo 2, Fox Golf, November.
Kilo Echo 2 Foxtrot November 5959 Park 7459.
Correction. Kilo Echo 2, Foxtrot Golf, November. I've got you 555 in Jersey, QSL.
Correction made. Foxtrot Golf November. I got you, Justin. Thank you for the contact. 7-3s.
7-3, appreciate it.
All right, QRZ.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Alpha Echo Whiskey.
Kilo Foxtrot 8 Alpha Echo Whiskey 5858 Park 7459.
Copy the 58 in the 7459. Ian, I have you 57, sir. 57 Oscar Hotel, South Shore, Lake Erie, over.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. 7-3s. QRZ.
November 3, Foxtrot, Mike Charlie.
November 3 Foxtrot Mike Charlie 5959 Park 7459.
Good evening, 59 both ways from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Have a good night, 7-3.
Good night to you as well, 7-3s. Thanks for the contact, QRZ. Seven in 3 minutes. That's not bad. KO4 EFS calling CQ POTA. CQ POTA, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra. QRZ.
Whiskey 8, Echo Kilo, Mike. Whiskey 2, Golf Juliet Foxtrot.
Whiskey 8, Echo Kilo Mike 5858 Park 7459.
Roger, yeah, you're a 5 here in or 5-4 here in Michigan this evening.
I appreciate it. I don't do quite as well on 40, but I'm getting it done tonight.
Roger, yeah, this is a little bit of a tough one for me, but yeah, thanks for activating 7-3.
7-3s and good luck, QRZ.
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Radio Hotel.
Kilo 1, Golf Juliet Yankee.
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Romeo Hotel. I got you 5858 Park 7459 North Georgia.
Okay, you're 5-8 here in Northeast Ohio.
All right, 7-3s. Thanks for the contact.
7-8.
Okay, station ending in Yankee. I hear you down in the weeds. Let me turn it up a little bit. Try it again.
Kilo 1, Golf Japan Yokohama. Kilo 1, Golf Juliet Yankee.
Kilo 1, Golf Juliet Yankee. I've got you 5656 into the park, 7459.
Roger, thank you so much. It's on 5757 in Maine. Mike Echo, QSL.
Very good. I got you 7-3s. Thanks for the contact.
73, thank you.
QRZ. Kilo Pile up there. Kilo Echo 8 station. Go.
Kilo Echo 8, Sierra Zulu Lima.
Kilo Echo 8 Sierra Zulu Lima. Got you 5858 Park 7459.
Roger, 5-8, Oscar Hotel. Thanks for activating 73.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the contact. 7-3. QRZ.
Kilo 3, Tango Echo Delta.
Kilo 3 Tango Echo Delta 5858 Park 7459.
Thank you, Ian. I got you 5757 Papa Alpha, Pennsylvania, QSL.
QSL. Thanks, Ted. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
QRZ. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra. Calling CQ POTA. I've got my 10. I'm doing extra credit now. You only need 10. 10 counts as the park is activated. It's like a win. You did it. Boom. You done it. You're done. Now, you can stay. I listened to a guy on the way here, and while I was here earlier, he had over 300 contacts at one park. You can stay there all day. They all count. Of course, the more parks you do, that counts even more. But still, you can just you can go camping at a park and work it all day long if you want to. CQ POTA, CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra in the North Georgia mountains. Calling CQ POTA.
Whiskey 0, Kilo Echo Germany.
Kilo Echo Germany. Okay, Whiskey Zero, Kilo Echo Germany. I got you 5757 Park 7459.
QSL, hi, good evening, Ian. Good to hear you, my friend. Good to chat with you again. Thanks for 7459, Whiskey Zero, Kilo Echo Golf, and I've got you 59 in Mike November. Nice signal.
I appreciate it. Thanks for the contact, 73.
73, my friend.
All right, QRZ.
Kilo Bravo 8, Sierra, Romeo, November.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 8, Sierra, Romeo, November, 5656 Park 7459.
QSL, 56 both ways, Oscar Hotel. Thank you for the park, 73.
All right, thanks for the contract, 73s, QRZ. QR said just means done with that guy. Who's next? CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, KO4EFS, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra, calling CQ POTA. Last station very low. I'm going to try again. Go again. Okay, I think I copied a Whiskey 2, but you're down in the noise really bad. If you want to try it one more time, I'll try again.
Kilo, Charlie, India, Tango.
All right, I think I got it. Whiskey Charlie 2, Yankee Indigo Tango, QSL.
It's KC2, YIT. It's Kilo, Charlie, 2, India, Tango.
All right, I believe I got you this time. Kilo Charlie 2, Yankee Indigo Tango. Kilo Charlie 2, Indigo Yankee Tango. 5151 into Park 7459. Seven threes, I got you in the log. Good luck.
Thank you. Kilo Echo Niner, Delta Quebec Romeo, San Alvaro.
I don't even know if he's calling me, that guy. CQ POTA, CQ Parks on the air, KO4EFS, calling CQ POTA.
Whiskey 2, India, Kilo Yankee.
Was it Whiskey 2, Foxtrot Golf?
Whiskey 2, Kilo, Foxtrot Golf.
Whiskey 2, Kilo Foxtrot Golf. Sound great, 5-9, Park 7459.
Roger, catch you 5-5, November Yankee.
All right, 7-3, thanks for the contact.
Kilo Echo Niner, Delta Quebec Romeo, San Alvaro.
Okay, Kilo Echo 9, can you give me the rest again?
Kilo Echo 9, Delta Quebec Romeo, San Alvaro. Got you 5-5, Central Indiana.
All right, Kilo Echo 9, Delta Quebec Romeo. I got you 5-5 into Park 7459. 7-3s, have a good one, QRZ.
Kilo Bravo 9, India, Kilo Yankee.
Okay, Kilo Bravo 9, Indigo Kilo Yankee, 5858, Park 7459. All right, KO4EFS, Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra, Parks on the air, QRZ.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Tango Yankee Delta. Kilo Yankee, Delta 2, Hotel with Charlie uniform.
I believe I got Whiskey Bravo 1, Bravo Yankee Delta, is that correct? Whiskey Bravo 1 station, can you complete your call sign? Okay, QRZ.
Kilo Bravo 9, India Kilo Yankee.
India Kilo Yankee station, can you give me the rest?
Roger, it's Kilo Bravo 9, India Kilo Yankee, QSL.
Kilo Bravo 9, India Kilo Yankee. I've got you 5858 Park 7459.
Roger, Ian, I got you 59 on the peaks as well, coming back to Indiana's line.
All right, thanks. I appreciate the contact. 73.
Appreciate the first one with you, 73, and good luck.
All right, good luck. And let's see, QRZ.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Tango Yankee
Park to park.
All right, park to park. Go ahead with your call sign again.
Kilowatt Echo 5 Alpha Quebec Delta. Kilo Echo 5 Alpha Queen Delta. Park to park.
All right, Kilo Echo 5 Alpha Queen Delta. I've got you 5858 Park 7459. Go ahead with your park number.
Texas 58. You're about a 55. 55 here in Texas at US 3038. US 3038, and my second park is US 4568, 4568 QSL.
Copy Park 3038 and also US 4568. I got them both in the log. Thanks for the contact.
Thanks a lot. 73. Good luck.
73 to you as well. QRZ KO4 EFS. QRZ.
Yankee Delta. Kilo 2, Charlie, Bravo, November.
Kilo 2 Charlie Bravo November 5757 Park 7459.
Roger, 57, New Jersey, QSL.
QSL, thanks for the contact.
That's great.
73 QRZ.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Tango Yankee Delta.
Whiskey Bravo 8 Tango Yankee Delta. Got you 5858 Park 7459.
Copy 58, you're 59, 59. Good signal in the Cincinnati, Ohio.
All right, 73s. Thanks for the contact.
73.
KO4 EFS QRZ. November Zulu station. Is it November Zulu 9 Golf?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I got you 5555 Park 7459.
Thank you for 55, you're 5252, into Wisconsin, Whiskey.
All righty, 73. Thanks for the contact.
Whiskey 9, Foxtrot Zulu.
Whiskey 9 Foxtrot Zulu 5656 Park 7459.
Yep, also 55 into Wisconsin. Thank you, W9FZ.
All right, thanks for the contact. 73s QRZ. That's 24 and 15 minutes. CQ POTA, CQ late shift, parks on the air. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra, calling CQ POTA.
Whiskey 5, Golf Alpha India. Whiskey 5, Golf Alpha India.
Whiskey 5, Golf Alpha India, 5858, Park 7459. Whiskey 5, Golf Alpha India. Okay, QRZ. Kilo Oscar 4, Echo Foxtrot Sierra, calling QRZ, parks on the air. Okay, sounds pretty good. I think we've done it. Let me self-spot. Let me go ahead and QRT. Boom. All right, we're done. That was a total of 25 QSOs in 16 minutes. So, and what's neat about that is those not only go in my Parks on the Air log, but they also go in my QRZ log and my logbook of the world log. So I get credit for those across the spectrum. All right, let me make sure the car is going to start. One of my biggest fears on this trip is that I'm going to run my battery too low and I'm not going to be able to get my car to start. So there we go. So there we go, guys. That's a late shift park on the air. That is my first time working the late shift park on the air. So there you go. I thought it was kind of cool. I want to take you out of the car and show you around, but that would be absolutely futile. These camera phones generally don't take in enough light with their small little lenses to be able to see much at night. So that's kind of a waste, but I just thought I would, since I wanted to do a show tonight anyway, and I wanted to get on the air and do a POTA, a late shift POTA, and I wanted to get on the air, and I know that I can get a better internet signal up here. I went ahead and decided to just come up here and do it this way, and that's what we're doing. All right, so what happened today? Well, I got, believe it or not, the window tint is gone. As you can see, the window's up, and you can still see out the window a little bit here and there. I got rid of all the window tint except the two little moon windows in the back and the skylight. I left those dark tinted because those don't have a legal requirement. So I went ahead and left those dark tinted. But the 6 windows, front, rear, and then the 4-door windows, all of those have been stripped completely back to the factory glass. And now I can see. I actually like it. I've never been a window tint fan. I don't like it. I don't like the restrictions it puts on. I used to hate going to the sheriff's department and checking out a patrol car to go work. And the car I check out has got this extremely dark window tint, illegal window tint, because face it, cops can put whatever they want on there and get away with it. A horribly dark window tint. And I would go out at night trying to do my job, and I'd have to drive around all night with all 4 windows down because I couldn't see. How can you be a cop if you can't see somebody crawling out a window? So I would drive around all night with my front windows and my rear windows completely down, so that when I would look at businesses, going by, I could see if the doors were intact and if there was pry marks or that, something like that. So I was a good cop. I wanted to see, I wanted to catch things in progress and things like that. How can you do that with tinted windows? And even though I drive mostly during the day, I'm now, for the rest of the year now, and through part of next year, I drive home every night after dark. And I don't like driving a car. Of course, this thing even had window tinting on the front window, which even the people at the window tint place is like, oh, we don't normally do that. I'm like, yeah, no shit. It's illegal as hell. Anyway, not for the tent people. They can do it. It's incumbent upon the vehicle owner to know what's legal and not on their car. I'm sure they'll tell you how illegal it is, but I don't want it to be unlawful, and I also don't like window tint, so it works out good for me to just have it completely removed off of the car. All right, I'm looking at the chat. Is there anything going on? Anything you'd like me to talk about tonight? Hello, James. Hello, Junior. Billy. Hello. SMC. Canna Club. Hello. Thank you for being here. And Jim. All right, I think I got everybody. I came on an hour early. I hope we didn't miss a bunch of people. I don't think Heath's actually watching because I don't think he's getting my messages. All right, so there we go. That's that. We've got we ended up with 25 contacts. That's not bad. I could go do another park, but the truth is, the next park is 30-40 minutes away, and I just don't feel like I'm not driving that far away at night. I don't know. I used to work night shift. I worked night shift for many years at the sheriff's department. I worked calls at night at the fire department. I dispatched on night shift. I love night shift. But I've reached a point in my life where when you're 56 years old and you can no longer run as fast as the zombies, you start to think about stuff like, hey, the best way for me to do well in my life is to not be out after 10 p.m. And it's not, I've never been a fighter. I've never been a bar guy. I'm not a drinker. But truthfully, if you really look at it, nothing really good happens after 10 o'clock at night. It's one of those things. And so people are like, do you carry a gun? No, I don't, because I don't go out much. I don't need a gun. I don't, one of those things, if you work a job where, where you may be threatened or you're doing something, then you got to carry a gun. I believe in carrying guns. I fight for people's ability to carry a gun. I carry a gun myself sometimes, but not very often anymore. Because the truth is, the defense system that I use has nothing to do with carrying a gun. It has to do with not being places where I'm going to need to carry a gun. And that's truthfully where that all ended up. Anyway, I personally try to avoid any situation where I'm out late at night doing things that just, you end up running in with the bad folks, you end up running in with the cops, and I just don't want to deal with it. So this is different though. It's only 8:47 at night. I'm going to stay on for another 15 or 20 minutes or so, and then I'm going to call it a night. Here's the itinerary. Tomorrow I'm going over to Heath's house to work on the car. I'm going to be getting over there about 8 a.m. Heath, if you're on. I'm going to aim for about 8 a.m. That way it's not too early, not too late. And we're going to work on the car. All we're doing tomorrow is taking the bumper off and fixing the two lights in it and putting the bumper back on. That's really all I care to do tomorrow. That's all we're going to get done tomorrow. And if we can get that done in 2 or 3 hours, which is entirely possible once we figure out how to do it, once we get that done, then we may go out and do some POTA tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do it live with you guys. So that'll be fun. I'm hoping that we have time that I can throw Heath in the car and we can go. And he's got Lake Burton is right near there. There's a park there, and there's a few others near there. And I'd like to go work POTA, and also he'll get credit for it too. So you can do multiple stations at multiple parks. It's pretty cool how it works. We'll see how that goes. Heath, are you in? If you're in, throw something in the chat room so I know you're here. I don't think the notification went out because I've already been on live once or twice today. I've only been on once. This should have been notified. I get 2 a day. Sometimes 3 on a good day, but usually 2. And this should have been notified, I hope. The numbers are pretty low, but I'm thinking it might be notified. Now, tomorrow working on the car, we may go live. I don't know. I'm thinking about just putting you guys on a tripod and just bringing you along for the hell of it and seeing what's going on. And then also, like I said, if we go out and do parks tomorrow afternoon, that'll be on there. And then on Saturday, my last day, I'm going up to Buck Bald in Tennessee, and I'm going to activate 2 or 3 parks over in Tennessee that I've never activated before. And the reason I'm doing that is because you get credit for every new park that you activate. And I also want to work the radio from Buck Bald because it's got to be one of the best places in the whole world to work the radio. So I really want to do that. I want to see what that's like. And so I'm going to go do that tomorrow as well. All right, let's talk about what's going on with space weather right now. Well, we've got 2 different sunspot regions coming around on the left limb, and as they come around, they're popping off. I mean, we've already had several flares produced by these things, and let me pull up this so I can properly talk about this. But there is a possibility for auroras later tonight and tomorrow night. And right now it's low, but as the night gets towards morning, there's a chance we're going to get a hit on the geomagnetic field. And if that happens, then there's a possibility that you could see them down into the United States. Now, how far, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be as far south as Georgia. I'm not going to sit up here all night waiting for them either. Also, the full moon is going to make it difficult to see faint auroras. Oh my Lord, this is so stupid. Oh my God. I hate Android. Okay, so what's happened is these two regions, two different regions, one on the northern limb, one on the southern limb, they're coming around at the same time. And this is not all that common that we get two really active regions at the exact same time. And they're coming around, and they've both been popping off with big flares. And they haven't really been Earth directed yet because they're over on the side. But over the next few days, they're going to turn, and they're going to be on the Earth-directed, Earth-facing side of the solar disk. Once that happens, then anything that gets let off, anything that gets lifted off the surface is going to be Earth directed, and we will get a lot more of it here at Earth. So we're going to be entering, for the next 5 or 6 or 7 days, probably a much busier part of the cycle right here. It's going to be a busy week for the sun because of these two regions that we're watching. NOAA's predicted one direct CME impact during the early hours of November 7th, which we're coming into now. And also another glancing blow tomorrow. So it's towards morning we could see aurora, and also tomorrow evening we could see aurora. We just have to kind of watch and make sure, see what's going on. They could produce G1 storms, which are only seen in the Arctic. It could produce all the way up to G3 storms, which are seen in the northern tier of the United States. There's two incoming CMEs, both produced by active sunspot 4274. High latitude skywatchers should remain alert for auroras. The last night's auroras were sighted from several northern tier U.S. states. Here's some from Duluth, Minnesota. There's some photos here. They were pretty faint, but you could see them. This display was caused by a close encounter with a CME. Not a direct hit. There is one coming tonight that's going to be more of a direct hit, and that's why I said we could see a rise towards morning. If you get up early and go to work and you're out before dawn and you're near a dark sky location, just take a minute and look, because there's a possibility. All right. And remember, Comet Limit is still out there. It's well positioned in the sunset sky for a cameo during this week's geomagnetic storms. There's actually people that got photographs of the comet through the aurora, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So I thought that was kind of neat. I just wanted to mention that to everybody. All right, hit that like and subscribe if you're not already subscribed to our channel. Everything on this channel is hosted content, so please hit the bell button. And our Starship After Dark channel, don't hit the bell button, but please do subscribe over there as well. I'll be back home on Sunday. We will do a live drive on Sunday afternoon. I'll do a 2 or 3 hour live drive on the way home. And then on Monday, we go back to our regular Sights and Sounds of Earth show. Right back where we started. So that way, it'll all be back. It'll all get back to normal. Right now, I'm on vacation, and there's just no way to do the sights and sounds show. I can't. It requires buku's amounts of bandwidth, and I have absolutely a trickle up here of bandwidth. So I can't even do a broadcast with the computer at the house. It won't initiate the broadcast. But I can do it on the phones, and I can do it out when I'm away from the house. So that's what I'm doing. Sorry about the yawning. I'm tired. I've been up since about 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning. Like I said, tomorrow I'm going to Heath's to work on the car. We're going to take this bumper off and get it fixed and get the lights installed in it and all that kind of good stuff. So, all right, I guess that's what we have. If there's anything else you guys would like me to bring up or talk about, there's been no chats for about 30 minutes now, so I'm not even sure if I'm still seeing the chat room or not, or if maybe it's quit. I don't know. But anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed it. We did do some POTA tonight. Again, maybe doing some POTA tomorrow afternoon. I'll let you know, and then doing a little bit more on Saturday. I'm going to try to go live from Buck Bald. That I don't think the cell phones, I don't think any of the 3 services work up there. But I'm going to try to go live from Buck Bald. We'll see how it goes. And then each time I stop to do a park, I'm going to try to go live. Then we go back to our regular content on Monday. Back to regular content. And I'm going to get the 7.2 back up. I think I'm going to put the SSTV back up for a while. On the Starship After Dark channel, and I'm also going to be putting up a few scanner feeds, some different things. I haven't decided exactly what yet, but I will be slowly getting everything back up online next week as I'm home and getting things going again. All right, I guess that's about it. One of the things I'm going to be purchasing soon is a filter. I want to be able to use the radio with the car running. I can, but I hear this loud buzzing the whole time. Hear that? Watch what happens when I shut the car off. So that's why I need a filter. If I'm going to, I'm going to need a filter. All right, so last call for the chat room, which I don't think is working anyway. I assume I'm live. It bugs me. My last text was literally at 8:20, and it's 9 o'clock. I haven't gotten a text in 40 minutes. So I don't think I've been on the air. I may not even be on the air right now. So this sucks. Oh, well, if you guys can hear me, put something in the chat, just so I know that it's rare to have 20 people in here and not have anybody talking to anybody. Yeah, I don't think I'm on the air. All right, well, I guess I'll go ahead and call it. Maybe the chat room's just not working. I don't know, but the last thing I see is Junior at 8:20, and it's 9 o'clock now. So, again, I don't think I'm percolating here. I've done all this talking, and I'm probably just talking to myself. So, all right, well, this happens up here. I don't understand it. Okay, all right. I just got it to come up again. I just got it to come up. I just reset the screen and it came up. Um, yes, I'll be on 20 meters tomorrow afternoon if I go on. Um, you could hear me faintly in Barbados, but my 40 meter antenna is only 15 feet up. Yeah, 40's hard. 40's hard. Um, yeah, if you love radio, there's a lot you can do. It's true. Um, well, that's cool. You could hear me in Barbados. Um, I'm gonna do my first POTA activation this weekend. Steven, that's awesome. I love POTA. POTA is literally the life support system that ham radio is breathing on right now. All right. When you dial around, 50 to 75% of the traffic that you hear on the radio is POTA. I don't hear SOTA. I don't hear JOTA. I don't hear BLOTA and CLOTA and BLOTA and any of the other OTAs. But what I do hear is POTA. That's what you hear. That is literally what's on the air is POTA. You can dial around, and most people are calling CQ POTA. Most of the slots on the waterfall, when you get there and you start listening, it's CQ POTA, CQ POTA. Most people have made more contacts with POTA than they have otherwise. I've done a lot of FT8, so I've made about 20,000 contacts with FT8. But a lot of people, like with phone, I would say right now probably a third of my phone contacts are POTA, and before long most of them will be POTA, because as much as I'm doing POTA, I'm not doing anything else. And of course, field days, this is something, field days, like when you go to a group and you do field day, you don't get any credit for that. That kind of sucks. And so it's not cool, because you can hear me from the toilet. Yeah, this happened last stream too. It's weird when the internet's flaky and it drops, it makes things weird happen. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's what's going on. I updated you guys on the Aurora situation, and of course, remember that has a profound effect on amateur radio too. When you have the geomagnetic field gets all choppy and messed up there, that will end up creating a situation where your signal goes up and it doesn't come down, and it gets distorted. And that's why the best situation for ham radio, okay, the very best situation for ham radio is for the geomagnetic field to be as smooth as glass. You want a high solar flux. No, I'm sorry. You want a high KP, but you want a low solar flux. You basically want it to where your geomagnetic field is like glass. That's what you want. They do SOTA there, okay? But we have a lot of places that we can get to, drive up to. Well, that's good. I tried here to get SOTA to approve several summits here that I'm able to drive to, and they weren't going to have it. They wanted me to buy climbing gear. And so I did a bad, I got pissed. I was like, I went to Buck Bald, and I'm like, this is the perfect place to do summits on the air. No, it's not. Why? Because you can drive there with your car. They really, 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 really prefer for it to be an exclusive club for people who work out and climb mountains and things like that. And it's a shame. I tried. I wanted to do stuff with SOTA. I will admit, I have never heard a SOTA station calling CQ. So and I've never answered one. Yeah, Club Soda. That's what it is. SOTA stands, guys. SOTA stands for Summits on the Air. It's like Parks on the Air for the physically fit. It's run by a group in Europe. It's not an American-based thing. POTA is based in the United States, and then we are doing it with other countries now, and that's why they had to change it so that the parks started with U.S. because now the parks start with your country designator, because we now do parks on the air with almost every other country now, that any country that wants to do it. So that's how that is. That's why we have U.S. park numbers now, so that if it's in another country, you'll know it's in another country. But SOTA was started in England, I believe, and no, I did not see that they saw another object near 3i Atlas. I haven't had a lot of contact with the news. Where every week, you guys know, normally everything I do is the news. I do the news on this, I do the news on that, I do the news at work. News is my thing. As of 3 days ago, it has mysteriously started brightening. They can't explain that. It's the thing with 3i Atlas, and I'm going to continue trying to find what you're talking about, and I'll come on and talk about it tomorrow. Scientists are all scared to death to go out on a limb. They won't do it. So there may be great information out there, but none of the scientists are willing to talk about it yet. So air on the air, that's interesting. Well, like plane, people in planes calling out, that'd be interesting. I would get involved in that, not with a plane, obviously, but I could get involved in that. That would be kind of fun. Wow, yeah. It shows a jet shooting out the front, and at first, I'm like, because you will have the sun is pulling it towards the sun. It's trying to. Now, it's not going to get it, but it's trying to. And so I can understand some of the off-gassing going towards the sun, because that's the gravitational presence that it's being affected by. But that being said, it's also what you would see if it was trying to make a course correction. However, it's been firing this thing for days and days and days, and we haven't really seen a speed change or a course correction. There is a few articles in here about a turn, but again, mainstream science is not talking about it. I think mainstream science, they are so worried about protecting their persona of being true scientists that they won't let themselves believe anything. They really won't. I love when NASA releases images of the rover, and they'll release images of something, and you're looking at it, you're like, that's obviously some kind of piece of metal or something laying there. It's a piece of construct of some kind. And NASA comes back and says, and look at this rock that curiously looks like something else. It's like they poo-poo. They literally shit on the idea while they're releasing the photos. They won't even release the photos and let you decide what that looks like. They literally issue the shit on the photo with the photo. That's why it takes weeks for NASA to release anything. Why? Why don't they just release their stuff in real time? Wouldn't it be better to just let us just see it when it comes in, right? Nope. They don't do that. Why? Because they have to scour through it and make sure there's nothing real in there. There's no alien life. There's no signs of something laying there that looks mechanical or whatever. And then once they find something that they feel that we are going to feel is something, then they shit on it right as they're releasing it. Hey, look, here's even a photograph that kind of looks like a piece of wood laying there, you know, or whatever it is. I'm just making up stuff, but you know what I mean. They're like, oh, here's a photo that shows a piece of metal beam, but it's actually not. It's just a rock, and we just wanted to let you know. And I'm like, how do you know what it is? You're not there. You don't know any more what it is than I know what it is. You're looking at the same shit I am. Or are you? Are you not releasing the full definition? Maybe that's the answer. But I've always been, all the way back into the 70s, watching Nova. I've never really been happy with the way science portrays mysteries, because the whole idea of a scientist is that a scientist solves mysteries. That's what he does. Just like Sherlock Holmes, a scientist solves mysteries, and he does it with empirical data and evidence, and he does it in a provable fashion. But these scientists nowadays, all they care about is making sure that you know right off the bat that there's really nothing to see here. They've become basically the cop at the crime scene going, everybody go home, nothing to see here. Or is it Chief Wiggum? Everybody go home, nothing to see here. You know, that's kind of what I get out of NASA. In their delaying images coming out, and then when the images come out, they're missing images in the series, and then other images show things, and they immediately shit on those when they come out. Oh, here's the thing, like I just said a minute ago. And it's when you really start looking at it, it's like these scientists really don't want to come out with anything. They don't want to find anything. They don't want to find extraterrestrial life. I honestly believe if they ran over a gray alien, they would cover it up. I actually don't. I don't believe it. We are in an age of discovery now when it comes to aliens and things like that. We finally reached the point where our government can no longer cover up the fact that our fighter pilots have been jacking around with these Foo Fighters for 60 or 70 or 80 years now. And it's kind of hard to cover it up. We've got all the way back to World War II. We've got fighter planes that were being toyed with by these fast-moving lights that move at unimaginable speeds and make direct turns and things like that. And they've been going on for many, many years, but we've reached a point now with our new radar that we have, we can actually track these things. We can actually see them. The old radar, you couldn't see them. The new radar we have, you can. And so now we can actually track these things on radar. So now it's not just the pilot seeing it and the co-pilot or the guy in the back, the gunner, whatever. It's not just the other person seeing it, the pilot seeing it. But now you've got people on the carrier, back on the destroyer, wherever, seeing it on their radar as well, and people back with land-based radar also seeing the same things. So we're corroborating it now. It's not just a pilot's word. Oh yeah, I saw this. And most pilots would have never come out in the past, but now we suddenly now have a different culture. We now suddenly have a culture where, yeah, you can come and say, yeah, I'm a pilot and I saw a UFO without losing your job, which is the way it was for many years. Commercial pilots, Navy pilots, military pilots in general, even private pilots. You didn't discuss it. You'd lose your pilot's license, right? Because if you're crazy, you can't fly. And if you're seeing UFOs, you must be crazy, son. Well, it ain't really like that. And we know that now. And so isn't it funny that what used to be nothing but weather balloons and what used to be things that made people lose their credibility and their careers and things like that, now suddenly they're true, they're real, and they actually exist. And all that bullshit in the past was all bullshit. These things really exist. They're really out there. They're really unexplained. They are not our enemies. Look, let me tell you what, if these things are Russia, we're screwed. We're effed, okay? If these things are China, we're effed. Because whoever created these things has beaten gravity. They can create inertial dampening. Once you can create inertial dampening and you can conquer the forces of gravity, you can do anything. Anything. You can then use that same science in space to move you at unimaginable speeds. You can use that science here on Earth to move billions of pounds of goods across the country safely without fleets of trucks. And we can fly anything we want into space with very, very little effort. But we haven't conquered gravity yet. We haven't even come close to conquering gravity yet. The only way it's us is if it's the future. If it's us in the future. I don't believe it's us in the present. If we had anything like this technology, anything like it, it would be out. We would be using it. We would be incorporating it into aircraft. John Glenn said that they saw things up there that were flying along with them in formation. And then later came back and said it was all bullshit because he was told to shut his mouth. We live in a world that we don't understand. We don't understand our soul. We know we have a soul, but we don't understand it. We know there's a God, but we don't understand it. We believe in Jesus. We still don't completely understand it. And we have these things that fly around in the world that we don't understand. They fly in a method, in a way that we are still 100 years away from that technology. I mean, conquering gravity. The only way that you can put somebody in a box and then move that box at unimaginable speeds and have anything left in the box when you get done is to have inertial dampening. Inertial dampening is a skill that we do not possess and we won't possess for a while. We still have to fly astronauts up in a plane, in an open, wide-body plane. We take them all the way up into space. And then the plane free falls. And the plane is moving towards the ground at critical velocity. When you do that, the occupants of the plane experience nearly true zero gravity. We still use these planes today to train our astronauts because there is no room where we can put you in there and we can null the effects of gravity. We have two ways of training in zero gravity. A plane going up and down, up and down, up and down, and you get 2 minutes of no gravity, and then the plane has to level out before it hits the damn ground, okay? And then it flies back up to 40,000 feet again, and it starts free falling again. And they'll do this 3 or 4 times there until enough people puke. And then that's it. That's how we have to do it. The only other way that we can train our people to work in zero gravity is in a water tank. We put them in a spacesuit and we put them down in the water. And that does give them somewhat of a weightless environment. Pro Medicaid for Martians. There you go. Most people here don't qualify for Medicaid. So, yeah, I'm not getting into all that tonight. Yeah, I'm not doing politics tonight, guys. I'm doing space and science tonight. I will get into politics when I get back. There's a lot to discuss. But let me finish my vacation without dealing with it. The bottom line is we've reached a point where we are in disclosure right now. The UK has started slowly releasing information. We know a lot has happened in the UK, like RAF Bentwaters and things like that. Just Google UFOs, RAF Bentwaters, and read about what happened there that night. They flew over nuclear sites and shut them down and then flew away. And it took them hours to reboot the systems and get the nuclear missiles hot in the tubes again. That's scary. Because there's only two explanations. Well, there's a few explanations. It's someone from the future. It's someone from another dimension. It's someone from another place, extraterrestrial. Or it's someone from here that has the ability to fly over a British military base like RAF Bentwaters and actually shut it down and take the missiles offline. I think it was a test. I think they were testing to see if they could take us offline. And I honestly believe that if we started taking pot shots at each other with ICBMs, they would stop it. They're here. They manipulate us all the time. And I think if we unleashed an ICBM right now somewhere in this world and it's flying, I think something would happen to it. I don't think they're going to let us destroy the Earth. They put too much time and energy and money into it, whether it's a petri dish, a science experiment, a culture that they're just simply growing to see what happens, whatever the situation is that we're in here at this world. Because I'm not 100% convinced that when you look into space, that you are even seeing what you think you're seeing. We don't know what's out there. We don't know what's in here. We haven't figured out our own planet yet. You know, we tend to act like we know what's in space and we know what flies around our planet. We haven't even explored most of our ocean floor yet. We haven't explored any of the mantle. We haven't explored any of the interior of this planet at all. So when you really think about it, what do we actually know about our own planet? I mean, it's not very much. Hardly more than we know about Mars. When you think about it, as far as the makeup, the structure of it and everything. And so I actually think that they're here. They've been here. They've been here for some time. And every now and then the cloaking device fails and we get to see one. They don't want to be seen because they're manipulating. When people start talking about these groups, the Illuminati that actually has some kind of control over everybody, I'm convinced that if there's a power on this planet that's pulling strings, it's not human. It's not human. This whole Illuminati thing or the secret society and all that, it's them. It's them. They may act like they're us, but it's them. And we're the experiment, and they're playing with us. I honestly think that this is the great experiment. They love it. They may have 10 of these going on or 100. We're just one petri dish in a laboratory here. Space, when you look out, is just infinitely deep. We don't know what's there. Now, we've made a lot of assumptions that, well, that's a star, kind of like ours, way out in space. Okay. And I generally believe all that, but do we really know? I mean, we don't. They're like, oh, we think this gas giant here has planets around it because, it dims so often. There's a dimming. And so there we know a planet goes between us and the star. They're making a lot of assumptions. They really are. But that's what those scientists, again, they're literally talking like it's the absolute God's honest truth, and they have no idea what they're talking about. You know why that is? Because scientists will never go out on a limb. This brings me back to the beginning of my conversation. Once again, full circle. Scientists will never commit. They'll commit to something that can never be proven. They'll commit to, hey, look, this is a planet that's orbiting a sun that's 60 billion light years away. Okay, good. You know why he's so sure about that? Because you'll never prove it. You'll never prove him wrong. So if you're never going to prove the scientist wrong, he can say whatever he wants. And it's science, right? But then when it comes to science, we maybe be able to prove one day, like the rover just ran over an alien, or these things flying around in space or whatever. They're not going to go out on a limb. Why not? Because one of these bastards might land one day. They might land on the White House lawn one day and say, yeah, we've been here. So the scientists are not going to go out on a limb. They're literally cowards. They will not take a stand on anything. And if you do hear a scientist go on and about, that's the pressure of the thing, and then a light, the frequency of the light that comes in, you could tell. If they're talking like they know absolutely what they're talking about, it's something they'll never be able to prove. So they're going to opine all about it because, hey, we'll never prove this shit. Look at me. Look at me sciencing right now. I'm sciencing, and it's fun. When the truth is, if they were really sciencing, they would science some shit that we could eventually prove so we could see if they were worth the crap. All right, guys, I've been on 90 minutes now. Is there anything new in the chat? Yeah, I like space stuff too. Well, Jeff, there's a little politics in space always. Both parties have covered up the existence of UFOs for years. I think we're actually seeing some disclosure now. And not even necessarily because the current or last president wanted it, but because it's expedient right now. It's what's going on. It's become too hard to cover this up. I'm going to tell you guys, I thoroughly believe that our solid state computer technology that we have, do you guys believe that we invented vacuum tube technology and then just a few years later we invented solid state technology? Does that make sense? We made it. That's a quantum leap, by the way. That's a quantum leap. Okay? And it's inexplicable. Except they found that spacecraft in Roswell. And a few years after that, we start getting solid state technology. The thing that built the computer era. The thing that Al Gore built the internet from. The thing that everything that powers everything now is based on solid state technology, whether it's your tobacco vapor device that you're using, the computer that you have in your bedroom, the car when you start it up in the driveway, it's all done with solid state technology, every bit of it. And that technology has grown exponentially over and over and over, and to the point that now we have artificial intelligence that's being formed out of that solid state technology that we got from that crash. And I do believe that, because that was a quantum leap. We were still working with vacuum tubes. We still hadn't mastered vacuum tubes yet. And suddenly we've got solid state technology right after that UFO crash. Just 3 or 4 years later, we start experimenting with this thing called solid state technology. And then about 5 or 10 years after that, they're making home computers, Silicon Valley. I mean, think about this. It was a quantum leap. Those things rarely happen naturally. And now we're seeing another one with AI, but I don't know if anything's even involved with this. It's just a natural progression. AI is growing at such an alarming rate right now. All right. Yeah, well, I don't think the aliens need health care because in the future that's something that would not be an issue. Um, at least not for your average person. Middle-aged alien uh, probably doesn't need health insurance because they can cure everything, fix everything, do everything. Look where we are today just compared to 100 years ago, just in medicine alone. It's the leap is amazing. And there's another leap happening right now before your eyes, and that's the AI leap. And it's happening right now. We are going to see AI cure cancer. We're going to see it cure all these diseases that we've had all these years. AI is going to be able to sequence those. We're going to be able to fight them. And we're going to be able to win against diseases and win against all these different ailments and different things that we've had around the world all this time. AI is going to fix all that. You're going to see. It's going to be amazing. All people can seem to focus on is that it's going to kill us all. And it probably will eventually. But I do believe that in the meantime, there's going to be years of human bliss that come out of this. We're going to see people living longer and longer. There's a chance that if I get cancer 10 or 15 years from now, that they can save me. And I don't mean the way we do it today where we poison the person and we poison the cancer and we see which lasts longer. That's all radical chemotherapy is. I'm sorry. We're killing you and the cancer. Let's see who makes it. I think we're going to see some absolutely amazing. We are already seeing amazing breakthroughs created by AI, medical breakthroughs. It's building machines better. It's finding ways to do a lot of different things better than we've ever been able to do it before. And I do believe that in the very near future, we're going to start seeing cures to very big diseases. You have to remember that we probably could have had a cure for cancer already, but there's a lot of money to be made in cancer treatments. AI doesn't have that bias. AI doesn't care about making money. AI doesn't care about population. AI doesn't care about political ramifications or any of that stuff. If you direct it to come up with the cure for cancer, it will come up with the cure for cancer. They're already working on it. And when that happens, the pharmaceutical business is not going to be able to keep it secret. And there'll be companies, new startup companies that will form that will be curing cancer. And it'll be different companies because the companies we have now really are not that interested in curing cancer. Because again, if they could cure cancer, you wouldn't need $40,000 worth of chemotherapy and radiation and follow-up care, which is where these people make their bread and butter pretty much. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and at this point, I think these people are arriving to pick up their car that they left here earlier. At this point, I'm going to open it up to the chat room. If there's any questions or anything you'd like me to talk about, I'm going to reset the chat room because it doesn't seem like it's working anymore again. So... yes, Butterbean, I'm still up here in the mountains, 2 more days and I'm heading back to Florida. But yeah, right now I am up here on Lake Nottely, on top of the Nottely Dam. I just activated the park here and got, I think, 25 contacts on 40 meters using Heath's Hamstick and my brand new FT710 that I bought at the Hamfest. So hanging out and doing that, but I've been working a lot. I've worked, if you count all the different parks, I don't know, I've probably activated about 14 times this week, and I'm going to be activating maybe 1 or 2 parks tomorrow. We're going to see how it goes. And I'll be activating again on Saturday. I'm heading out to Tennessee. I have never activated a park in Tennessee. I've activated a park in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida. But I've never activated a park in Tennessee. So Saturday I'm driving out to Buckball, and I'm also going to activate several parks over towards Tellico Plains and Sweetwater up in Tennessee, up in the mountains. And so that ought to be really cool. I'm going to try, if I have internet on either AT&T or T-Mobile, I will broadcast it live. I bought a jetpack on AT&T because that's the service that seems to work the best up here. I don't know. The T-Mobile and the Verizon both seem to work okay as well, but none of them are great. And so I decided to get my jetpack with a different company so I'd have 2 different shots at getting it. A live UFO landing. Really? I'm having a hard time with that one. That would already be national news if it was going on. I'm verifying, even though I don't think there's much to this. Let's see here. I see nothing on mainstream. I put that into my news aggregator and I get nothing. There's no specific widely reported UFO event in my own Michigan. There's been numerous sightings across Michigan over the last few years, but nothing recent. Many of those have been attributed to Starlink satellites. Yeah, I don't see anything there, guys. Yes, Junior, that's what I'm going to next. I just didn't. I probably should have bought it this trip, but I didn't. They make the one I'm looking at has, it can take 2 SIM cards from 2 different companies. So I could literally buy the $50 plan at AT&T and the $50 plan at T-Mobile, and both cards will go in the same box. And then that box has a Wi-Fi antenna and it has a cell phone antenna for each company. There's 3 connectors, and that's the one I'm looking at, because with that I can mount that in the car, and I can actually buy antennas that I can put on the outside of the car to pick up those 2 cell services. And I think that would probably double my range and my ability if I did something like that. And then that same thing can be used in a hurricane or in an on-location shoot where I'm putting the camera and leaving it somewhere. That same system could be used for that as well. The system will also work with only 1 SIM card too. So I could get 2 SIM cards, and if I need them both, I could put them both in there, or I could put 1 in there and 1 in something else. But yeah, I'm definitely looking at going to something like that. My company, the TV station, they're using ones right now that take 3 SIM cards. It has a T-Mobile SIM card, it has a Verizon SIM card, and an AT&T SIM card. And they pay all three services unlimited on all three services. And then what they do is they take that, and that's how they do their broadcasting. There's an antenna that comes up out of a backpack that the guy wears on his back. And we've brought those into courthouses and everywhere, and the signal usually stays up. They work pretty good. All right, guys. Anything else? Let me check the chat. I'm going to check the chat a few times here. Yeah, if you get more info on that Michigan thing, let me know. I just don't see anything here. It might be better to get Starlink, but there is some issues with that as well. And one of the issues with Starlink is the size of the antenna that's necessary. When I set up something out on a telephone pole, that's one problem. The second problem is, like Junior just mentioned, you need a clear view of the sky. One of the things I use these for a lot is during hurricanes and stuff like that. I don't know how Starlink would work. So I've been mostly working with cellular. And third, the price of Starlink keeps coming down. Shouldn't be too bad for me to get Starlink here in the next few years. You know, the prices come down, and the equipment gets cheaper, the equipment gets smaller, the equipment gets better. And so eventually I will. I would love to have a system that works on cellular or Starlink and let it choose the best path. That would be best, but that's a perfect world. All right, guys, I'm going to be calling it here in just a few minutes. Yeah, well, that's the thing up here. You get elevation, which is great. Although it's not critical, it's great. With HF, it's not as critical as it is with line of sight communication, but it's nice to have 2 or 3,000 feet of elevation. But then again, if you're in the middle of a thick forest, that tends to cut back on your signal as well. I like sitting up here because there's no trees around the dam here, and I have a clear view of the horizon almost all the way around. Well, the trees on the horizon all the way around, but there's no trees within, I don't know, 100 yards of me right now. This is a big cleared area because it's a dam. And so this ends up being a great place to work radio. Okay, I'll check that out. And an app to check Starlink's strength. I'll check that out. Like I said, I am interested in it. I'm just waiting. I don't ever jump on technology first because I'm cheap. I always buy last year's cell phone in for $100 and put it on the system because I'm cheap. I'm not going to buy the latest thing. That's true. Radios work. Although we've even explored the possibility of beaming back internet from a remote location. But the bottom line with that is I can't put up anything that's going to be better than the infrastructure that already exists with the cell phone companies. Well, that's the thing. At the cabin, I've got a lot of tree cover, and so Starlink would be a challenge at the cabin. But the moment I move up here, there's fiber optic at the bottom of my street. I mean, it's there. I can't afford the $75 a month to put it in my cabin when I'm only coming up 2 or 3 times a year for a week. Cell is the best bet right now. But, you know, like I said, when I move up here, the day I move up here, the fiber optic will be coming up the street, and I'll be hooked up, and I'll be setting up a studio up here, and I'll be doing my broadcasts and everything else. But right now, I cannot justify the hookup plus the $75 a month to get on fiber optic up here. We got the first frost last Saturday, on my first day here. when I got up to go Saturday morning to go pick up Heath, there was frost everywhere. Now, when I leave on Sunday, Monday morning, it's going to be 20 degrees up here, 20. So I have to do a good winterize when I leave, and literally the next day after I leave, they're going to get their first hard freeze up here. It's coming. It is coming. Yeah, 20, that's cold. Yep, it's not cost effective yet. When cellular is pretty stable. Cellular sucks up here. You know, Starlink, for doing what I'm doing here, I could find open sky just about everywhere I go. And I could do the broadcast with Starlink. And I will get Starlink. If I ever get my mobile van that I want so that I can go and just travel across the country and do adventure stuff, you better believe I'll have a multi-cell packet and Starlink all hooked into that bitch, all hooked into a Wi-Fi router so that it will use the best signal. You know, it'll basically make the best out of whatever situation there is. It's a beautiful night out here. The moon's up, so you can't see like as many stars, but you can still see a lot of stars out here. There really is no light pollution to speak of. Just a little teeny bit back towards Blairsville, but not a lot. It's very nice out here. It's not too cool tonight either. It's 61. It's really not cool at all. Last night it was warm outside. As you guys know, I did the show last night out on the porch, and it was nice, very nice outside. So there you go. All right, I'm trying to see what else is going on. All right, last call in the chat room. I'm taking requests. Oh, well, yeah, I got to turn off the water, but then I drain the pipes. And then I also leave on 2 of these electric oil heaters that I have. They're safety heaters. And they go on what they call winter plugs. And when these heaters are on these winter plugs, what they do is they stay off. They keep the heater off all the time unless the temperature drops below 36. If the temperature drops below 36, they come on and they run until it is above whatever, 38 for a matter of so many minutes, and then it will shut it back off again. And I've been running this like this for 10 years now, and we have not had a single frozen pipe. And it costs every now and then. I'll get an electric bill. I got my $25 base fee on there. Some months in the winter, I'll have another $30 on there from the heaters running. Other times, I'll have nothing. It'll be just a $20 base fee. So it all just depends on how cold it gets and how long it stays cold. I got one of these heaters under the house. Under the house is dried in. It's completely dried in, and it's all spray foam insulated under there. So that heater, what it does underneath the house, when it gets to 36, it starts warming up. And the same, there's one inside the house, and I leave all the cabinet doors open and the access compartment into where the water heaters are. I leave all that stuff open so that the heat can circulate around. And I've had real good luck with this. My system works. Years ago, I had air compressors. As a matter of fact, I still have one in there, I think. I have air compressors, and what I would do is take these air compressors and hook up an air compressor to the pipes and literally blow out the pipes with the air compressor. But the problem with that is if your valve leaks or if you don't get it all out, you're going to have blown pipes anyway. So rather than going through this hour-long process of blowing out the pipes, it takes forever. Now I just plug the 2 heaters into these plugs and we drive away. We turn the water off. and we drive away. I do open the lines and drain the lines so that if just in case the power's out and it freezes, let's say a big power outage happens and the cabin does get down below freezing and my pipes freeze, at least I won't have to replumb the whole house. There'll just be a few pipes that have water. That's happened once already. That happened once back when we were blowing them out. I had a couple of pipes that ended up getting water in them, and I only had 2 split pipes that I had to fix, so it wasn't so bad. I have replumbed the house once, almost completely, about 80%, because of a freeze, and it was back when we first bought it, and we didn't know we weren't doing it right, and we ended up freezing our pipes, and I ended up replacing all the pipes under the house and about half the pipes in the house. But luckily, the way the house is set up, I was able to do it all without ripping anything out or anything like that. Oh, it wasn't so bad. Yeah, this will be a short cold front, and then it's going to warm right back up again. The lone silencer, I love it. Yeah, I'm taking requests. You know, you mentioned cats. I miss my cats. I got to admit it. I'm going to admit it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I miss my cats. I've been up here almost a week. I miss my cats. I miss my Mama Bleep and my Ed Earl and my boys. I don't know. I'm a cat guy, I guess, and I live alone. And I guess I'd be the crazy old cat lady, but I'm not a lady. But anyway, I love my cats, and it's crazy because when I go out of town for a week like this, I miss my cats. They're my family. I miss them. They're doing okay. I heard from my family over the last couple of days down there, and they're checking on them every day, and they're doing fine. Got to make sure Blue gets his wet food because he's got a bad tooth or something. He won't eat dry food. So I got little things like that, little quirks we got to deal with down there. But they're taking care of my kitties. And I'll be back there on Sunday. I can't wait to see him. I'm sure if you're a guy, a lot of guys are that way with dogs. You miss your dog. I've known women that are like that. Yeah, they're going to, well, and sometimes they even act pissy when I first get home. They'll act a little pissy for a few hours, like they'll walk away from you. They want you to know that they're pretty aggravated about what you did. They're not really happy about what you did, and they want you to know that. So anyway, I'm so happy to have these windows. I can look out the windows now. I can literally look out and see out the windows at night. I think that's amazing. That illegal tent all over these windows was terrible. And besides that, I'm also glad that I don't have to worry about getting tickets. In Florida, they're shitty about the window tent. And they give tickets when they pull you over for window tent. They write you the ticket for every window, a separate ticket, because they're pricks. And it is what it is. I personally believe that if the cops are allowed to tent their windows, we should be allowed to tent ours. I further believe that if they don't want our windows tinted, then they shouldn't tint theirs, because I think we all should live under the same rules. I understand the cop has to speed to catch a speeder. I get that. I'm not naive. But a cop doesn't need to have tinted windows to enforce tinted windows. Okay, it doesn't work that way with tinted windows. And it's one of those crimes that they use it to get in your car. It has nothing to do with safety or anything else. Tinted windows, if you want stupid tinted windows, have them. I personally don't like tinted windows. I don't. I prefer not. Seriously. And the lady at the tent place says, I'll work you a deal right now if you want me to go ahead and throw some tent back on those back windows or whatever. And I'm like, no, that's okay. That's the first cop I've seen drive by tonight. That's the sheriff's department driving by. But they don't mess with you up here. All right. Anyway, that's it, guys. Been on for 2 hours now. That's my 2 hour broadcast. Yeah, no problem. I love doing it. Um, yeah, I just don't want. Truthfully, I just don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with law enforcement. I don't want to deal with tickets and things like that. And I don't like the tinted windows. If you don't like it, why do it, right? I don't like it. I don't want it. I don't like it. So anyway, all right, guys, I'm going to go. I'm going to head back to the cabin and try to get a good night's sleep and then go work on the car tomorrow at Heath's house. So that's where we're at. I'll see you guys later. Everybody have a good night out there. My name's Ian. This is Starship Adventures. Monday, we will be back to our regular schedule every night, 9 p.m., the sights and sounds of Earth with our multi-screen news product. That will be back next Monday. Okay, this has been a weird week because I'm on vacation, so just bear with me. We'll be back to our regular scheduled program, and we'll be getting all the Starship After Dark stuff back up again, and there'll be a lot for you guys to see, so it'll be good. So just bear with me out there. 7-3s, everybody. It's been fun. I'll definitely be doing at least 1 or 2 live streams tomorrow, so watch for those. Keep your notifications on, and I'll catch you guys later. Also, Saturday, I'm going back out again to Buck Bald. Sunday, I'm going live drive on the way home. Sometime in the afternoon, I'll be on for 2 or 3 hours. And then Monday, back to normal, 8 p.m. We'll be back to our normal thing. All right, guys, I will see you guys later, and I am out of here. We are on the road. There we go. All right. I do like I got to tell you guys, it's a lot of fun. HF radio. I've never an HF radio in the car before. I'm going to be honest. I've never actually had an HF radio like this in the car. I've borrowed a few of them here and there, and I've worked with different people that have had them in the car, but I've never actually drove around myself in my car with an HF radio on the dashboard, and it's a lot of fun. I've been doing HF mobile POTA. I've made a number of contacts over the last week since I put the radio in here. Just driving down the road and just dialing around. It's tough sometimes because, like right now on 40 meters, the background noise is so bad that I have a hard time when I'm driving because all you hear is road noise. Hear that, just a crackling? That's all road noise. I got this guy right up my ass as always. The locals up here drive much faster than I do, and I think I drive pretty fast, especially during the day, but at night I don't drive near fast enough for the locals up here. I'm doing the speed limit, but that doesn't matter. All right. So anyway, that's my schedule, guys. I'll be doing live broadcasting all the next 3 days, and then we return back to normal next week. If you're not used to our channel or you haven't been in for one of our regular shows, you can always go back and check out the format and how we do it. I actually produce what's called a multi-screen news show, and what it basically is, one of the guys named it ADHD TV because it's actually, you're not just looking at my face, I'm down in the corner, you're actually looking at videos from all over the world, different things going on, volcanoes and tornado chasers and hurricanes and manhunts, and no matter what's going on out in the world, you're able to see all the different screens all at one time, and it kind of gives you a neat way of viewing the news that's going on in the world out there from the standpoint of a multi-screen environment. And here's where I got the idea. For those of you who are new to the channel, I got the idea because I work at a TV station, And I like to go into the TV station and actually sit in the control room behind the producer and actually watch what's going on all those screens. And they've got a big, huge black wall in there. And on that wall, there's like 6 of these 70-inch televisions. And on each television, there's like 9 different views of what's going on in the world. I can see all the networks. I can see the cable channels. I can see all of our local cameras and where they're at and where they're operating. I can see network feeds coming in from CBS and from Fox. I can see all these different things coming in at one time into the TV studio. And when I'm sitting there, I can literally see everything that's going on in the world. And if something big is happening, it starts to come up on multiple screens. And it's like, wow, look at that. And that's where I got the idea. Wouldn't it be cool if I did a news show where it's like you're sitting in the producer's booth? Instead of sitting in and watching the show, you're watching it from the producer's point of view, where instead of me choosing which one you're going to watch right now, I'm going to put all of them up and you can watch whichever ones you want. It's a whole different way of providing the news. And I do talk politics, but I try to stay real heavy on the science side of it and not get too bogged down into politics. And I also try to cover things that are important when it comes to like manhunts and pursuits and police actions and things like that. But one of the biggest things we cover is storm chasers. Some of our biggest nights are nights when we have multiple tornado chasers on the ground. If you go back on my channel under videos and look, one of the last few videos I posted is showing you what it's like when we get our storm chasers on the ground and they're actually chasing a tornado live across the Dakotas. And you can actually see it on every one of their videos at one time. It's really cool. It's a neat little proof of performance piece that I did there for you guys to take a look at and see if you might like the way we provide the news on the channel. And we provide things in a very unique way, and I hope that it's something that you guys will like. All right, and that starts back up Monday night 9 p.m. Eastern time right here on Starship Adventures. All right guys, I'm going to let you go live from the North Georgia mountains. My name's Ian. This has been Starship Adventures. And I'm on vacation this week, so it is not a regular Sights and Sound show. We return to that on Monday. But for tonight, I want everybody to have a great night out there and a safe tomorrow. We'll see you tomorrow on our next broadcasts. Again, my name is Ian. This is Starship Adventures. We'll see you on the next adventure, and the adventure continues. Good night, everybody. 7 3s. I can get it to end. There we go.